It's time for another readathon. Hi, I'm Alex, this is Pucksandpaperbacks, and today I'll be talking about my July reading plans, which includes the Mid-Year Scramble. This is a readathon created by my friend Margaret over at The Word Nerd. I'll have the link to her channel and announcement video in the description for you to check out. This is a readathon focused around trying to complete and just catch up on your goals for the year. So any goals that you started at the beginning of the year that you are sitting here in July being like, oh, I need to finish that. That is what this readathon is for. It is for the whole month of July. Of course, there will be reading sprints from all of the hosts, including Margaret. I'll be hosting afternoon sprints on Sunday, July 7th, and from 6 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be hosting sprints on Monday, July 8th, and Tuesday, July 9th. Those are all my reading sprint schedule. There is a Discord for the readathon, which is where you will find out more information, especially be notified about the reading sprint schedule. This is a very low-key readathon just to help you catch up on your reading goals. There are some graphics, including a word map and a bingo card. I went with the bingo card, and my goal for this readathon is honestly going to be catching up on video content because I've been mentioning for months that I've been doing a vlog where I have somebody pick my TBR, and honestly I need to get back to that video because I have not completed any of the books and I really need to get back to that concept. I have been doing this since March and I really need to get back to it. As well as my trope taste test series, which I started last summer and I have not even touched that. So I'll be focusing on a lot of video content this month, so that's good for you and it's good for me because I get to finish the books that I had on my TBR. But I love a good bingo board, so here are some of the things that I can tell you about that I am focused on in July. These are just books that I'm hoping to get to in July. I stopped doing TBRs because I felt too confined to them, so hopefuls just makes more sense for me. So here are my July and mid-year scramble hopefuls. If you are a viewer of my channel, you're probably not surprised when I say I cannot stick to goals. So I was thinking about what goals I set every year, and for the last couple years I just kind of stopped because I just didn't need to have a reading goal. So I have the goal to read more of my own TBR. I would like to read at least 40 to 50% of my own TBR, and so far I'm doing really good with that. I believe I'm like 35% there, so thanks to the amazing readathon for that. I do have some arcs that I would like to get to, so I'm gonna prioritize them and my own TBR, plus TBRs that I have made for myself for videos. The first prompt for the mid-year scramble is to read a book that is indie or used. I have The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I swear I own a copy of it. I don't know where it is right now. I cleaned my books up and I hate when I do that because then I feel like I can't find anything. So I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere, but I will be reading it. I am going to be doing a special reading vlog this month that has to do with the middle of the year. So this actually is a part of that. So I have to read it this month. And I have had it for almost a year. There is proof of me buying this because I bought it back in October. I'll have the vlog up above. I went and met Mercury Stardust and I did some thrift book shopping and I got it at the Philly thrift store. It is one of the best thrift stores ever. It is huge. It has like 2 or 3 levels. It is the best, and I ended up buying The Vanishing Half there, I believe for like $1 or something. So that's going on the list. Next is summer release, and I really want to get to my arc of How Are You Really by Ella Dawson, and I had this in my most anticipated releases of the year and I have not gotten to it yet. It's been a while and I can't remember why I wanted to read this, so let's have past Alex tell us. The last book is coming out on July 4th, called But How Are You Really by Ella Dawson. A burned out bisexual confronts her old demons, her estranged chosen family, and the ex she maybe shouldn't have walked away from when she attends her 5-year college reunion. Right. Okay, so I had like a thing where I wanted to write a book about a person going to their high school reunion, and I was looking all over for reunion books and I couldn't really find any that were queer, and this popped up. This says that it came out July 4th, but I believe I checked Goodreads and it said June. Honestly, who knows? I got the ARC and it is coming out in the summer, so it must have just come out because I just saw somebody share it on Instagram, but maybe I'm wrong. All I know is that it did come out in the summer, so it does fit this prompt, and I'm really excited to read this. Like I said, I have been looking for some high school reunion books. I believe this is a college reunion, which I honestly have never heard of before, but nonetheless, it has a reunion and I'm excited to read it. I do hope I can get to a 2024 release. Next is newest purchase, and I recently purchased 3 books at my local indie bookstore. I went to Phoenixville, PA for their Art Street Festival a couple weeks ago, and I ended up going to the bookstore and I bought 3 books, one of which I've already read. Go me. I will be doing a book haul in July, so you'll see that, but the book that I've picked out for this prompt is Your Driver is Waiting by Priya Guns. I am so excited to read this. I just can't wait. I've heard nothing but good things about it. A wild one-sitting read, brimming with piercing social commentary in Priya Guns' feverishly original voice. Your Driver is Waiting is a cackling send-up of our culture of modern alienation, and I believe that it is about an Uber driver. It says, Damani is tired. Her father just died on the job at a fast food joint, and she lives paycheck to paycheck in a basement, caring for her mom and driving for an app that is constantly cutting her take. The city is rolling in protests, but while she keeps hearing that they're fighting for people like her, she literally can't afford to pay attention. Then she gives a ride to Jolene. 5 stars, obviously. She's attentive, attractive, an ally, and their chemistry is off the charts. Jolene says all the right things, so maybe Damani can look past the fact that she's never dated anyone with money before, not to mention a white girl with money. But just as their romance intensifies and Damani finally lets her guard down, Jolene does something unforgivable, setting off an explosive chain of events. This sounds so good, and I have seen nothing but good things about it, so really hoping I can get to this for the mid-year scramble. Also, having short books for a readathon is perfect. Speaking of short books, I also have a book that I bought last year, and this is Too Trans, Too Furious. I actually bought it the same time that I bought The Vanishing Half, so you will probably see it in that vlog, but this just won a Lambie Award, I'm pretty sure. It's an extremely serious journal of transgender street racing studies. There's a blurb that literally has emojis, which is cool. It is a trans-made anthology of Fast and Furious content, created in the noble tradition of a fanzine. This book features more than 40 personal essays, short stories, comics, poems, illustrations, and other works created by a wide array of trans and non-binary contributors. I bought this at Wooden Shoe Books in Philadelphia, and they have some queer books there, so definitely want to pick up this for the mid-year scramble because I was going to pick it up for the amazing readathon, but I just haven't had the time. This seems like it's going to be a good time. Now I'll just mention a couple other books that I have. There is a prompt called Friends Pick, so I am going to be using some of my 12 in 12 books for this. This is a reading challenge where 12 friends give you recommendations, and I went to Instagram at the beginning of the year and I was like, hey, give me some recommendations, and I'm doing pretty good on this so far, but I could get better into it. I would love to prioritize one book from 12 for 12. If I could get to both of them, that would be amazing, but my 2 choices are A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall and Beating Heart Baby. I have been really wanting to read both of these. I have the physical copy of A Lady for a Duke from the library, but Libby also has the audiobook, which I had started, but I put a pause on it. I put a pause on it because it was pretty long and I just didn't have the time to prioritize it in that moment, so hopefully I'll be able to get to it for mid-year scramble, or I could just read Beating Heart Baby, which would be amazing. I want to read both of these, so if I could read either or I could read both, that would be amazing. For a pre-order, I have In Repair by A.L. Gracia Day. I loved Icebreaker so much that I needed to read their sophomore novel, so of course I pre-ordered it. I would love to prioritize this in July. I honestly don't really know what it's about. I do know they said that Icebreaker characters may or may not make an appearance, so I'm really excited about that. I loved their their writing style. I devoured Icebreaker, so I hope to have the same feeling with this one. And last, I'll show you a review copy that I would like to get to. I started it back in May, I believe. It is Halfway to Harbor by Nicole Melleby. This is the third book in the House on Sunrise Lagoon series, and this is about Harbor, who is away from her family for the summer. She's focusing on basketball and she ends up having a summer crush on a girl. This is a queer blended family. It is such a cute middle grade series. I love it so much. I actually have a short talking about it, so I'll link it up above. Those are some of my July hopefuls for Mid-Year Scramble. I hope that you will join us. Let me know in the comments what book you would like to prioritize in July, and definitely go over to Margaret's channel to find out more about the readathon. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Alex. This is Pucks and Paperbacks, where I love to share about queer and trans books, so if you're into that, feel free to hit subscribe. It's free. And if you'd like to support the channel, the best way you can do so is to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks if you do, and I hope to see you in my next video very soon. Bye.